I'll come back to you. Demas, talk to me about, because when you look at the agenda of the talks, there has been all this contestation. Should we discuss what Azimio is saying? Should we discuss what Kenya Kwanza is saying? But eventually when they asked the technical team to look into the agenda and iron out the hanging fruits, or whatever was hanging, they just put the agenda together and actually added some 2 items. That is on the funds that needs to be entrenched into the Constitution, apart from NGCDF. There's the one on a Senate Oversight Fund, and also the one for National Government Affirmative Fund.
Yes.
So when you look at it, is it an agenda that is worth the attention of the country, but also it looks like it might lead to constitutional changes or amendments? What path should that follow?
First of all, when you see politicians sitting down to decide what constitutional amendments to make, be very afraid, because as Dr. has said, this appears to be a reincarnation of BBI. But then when you see purported constitutional changes, remind yourself of Article 255 of the Constitution that actually has tried to protect certain fundamental things under our Constitution. It talks about any amendment that touches on the function of the president, touches on functions of parliament, of constitutional commissions, have to go through a referendum. That is number one. But ask yourself, how do you entrench NCDF into the Constitution? How do you make MPs managers of funds, yet they're supposed to be legislating? That's number one. Number two is when you create NCDF, you are creating another level of governance that is outside the counties and outside the executive. So these are very fundamental changes that I would think they're repeating the mistakes that the BBI process seems to have brought forward. But I also see an attempted legitimization of this process because they've asked Kenyans to give views. But this really is a political agenda, and it will not really cure our political bad manners. Because clearly we have a constitution that some people have decided that they really do not want to implement fully. And so this is a way of circumventing and perhaps ensuring that the political interests are king. Because you remember the cost of living was removed from the agenda. Yet it was the reason why people were in the streets, apparently. Yes?
No, I think it's still there.
Still there.
Let me just look at it. It is still there.
Yeah. It's still there, but you see, it took